Hello everyone, JK Origami here, and today I'm going to show you how to fold my origami frog. So this model is folded from 15 centimeter foil. It's pretty complex, and I would recommend about size 30 by 30 or 25 by 25 foil. Kami is terrible for shaping, so it's best to have special paper for this. You could do wet folding or folding with glue. This model uses a little bit of box pleating, but it's not too difficult to do. If you have some experience folding, it shouldn't be too hard. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to be using 25 by 25 centimeter Kami. And this is going to be part 1, and I'm going to start with paper that's color on one side. So if you want a model that's all colored, then start color side down, so white side up. So we're going to start by folding the paper in half in both directions and along the diagonals. So do the diagonals and okay, so got the diagonals, and then fold in half both directions. And when you fold in half, you don't have to crease very sharply, but you do need a crease. So I'm not going to use my nails, but I'm not going to crease that sharply. And repeat on the other side. And again, you don't have to crease that sharply, but you need a pretty strong crease. So there we go. So now what we're going to do is we are going to fold this edge to the center. Okay, and unfold, rotate, and repeat on the other 3 sides. Okay, unfold this edge to the center. Okay, and the last one right up to the center. Now we're going to bring this edge to this crease, like this. And rotate, and again repeat on the other 3 sides. Okay, this side. Okay, and okay, there we go. Okay, so now we have this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to bring the bottom edge up to this crease here. And then we're going to flip the paper over and reverse the crease. Okay, and unfold and repeat on this side. So I'm just going to do it without the reverse this time. It's a little bit easier. I just did the reverse to make it a little bit stronger, but it's okay. So now we have something like this, and these 2 creases need to be very sharp, so I'm just going to go over them again. Okay, and once you have them, don't repeat on the other side. Okay, So now we're going to flip the model over and hold it. Well, actually, you can hold it like this so you have the one crease over here. You're going to make a mountain fold of it like it naturally wants to be. You're going to bring that mountain fold up to this crease. I'll zoom in a little bit. So we're just creasing and pleating it to the central crease, which is right there. Okay, then you can lift up the layer and crease the model sharply. Okay, and then you can unfold, rotate, and do the same with this edge to the end of the last pleat. So something like that. Okay, so you can unfold both, and you can rotate again, and then you have something that looks like this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a tricky step. I'm going to focus on the bottom here. So the bottom, you want your lines horizontal. You want your lines vertically. You want your lines vertically parallel to yourself. So you're looking at them like that. And you're going to focus on the closest fold to the bottom we have. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'll bring it over to the right edge. We need to divide this space here into thirds. So this is a pretty difficult step, but the best way to do it is fold the layer up, and then you're going to fold it down about here, but only make a pinch about where you think the third is, so about maybe there. Make a pinch. And then fold it back up. It's not quite. But then now, just keep adjusting very slightly until you reach thirds. So, in this crease. So you can go around, you can keep going until you're happy with it. So I'm just going to do something a little more like this. It's pretty close, a little better. And it needs to be a little closer. Okay, there, that's pretty good. So then you want to pinch it really hard and continue the crease a little bit out. And then if you want to make it precise, you can repeat this on the other side. So just kind of look for your thirds again. Okay. So I'm just going to get that third a little bit nicer. Okay. And there we go. So, okay, now I have my 2 pinch marks. So now I'll zoom out, and again you want them to be at the bottom. So you're going to connect the bottom 2. So use your pinches and make a straight crease. Then you're going to fold it up along that edge and bring the top edge up there to the bottom edge, which will automatically make your last third. So you want to make sure it lines up exactly. And as you can see in the middle here, it's a little bit over, so I'm just going to adjust it. And it's actually best if you make sure it's really, really precise, because this model needs it to be quite precise, and if it's not, it won't turn out as nicely. So you can just adjust it until you're happy. So that's pretty good. So now I'll zoom in a little bit, just around the middle. So now we have our thirds, and if we unfold it, you can see we have 1, 2, 3 parts. So I'll fold that back up. And now the way we get the rest of the thirds for this next section is pretty simple now. So we'll just flip the paper over, and you see this is the bottom edge here. So we fold it up, and you'll see the raw edge is coming out. So we line up the top edge, or technically it's the bottom now, but we line that part up with the other pleats or the other folds we have, and then once you crease it, you get another layer. And again, you can adjust it until you're happy. So I like it like that. And then now this crease you need to reverse. Okay. And then bring this edge down to the bottom, sort of like we did when we were doing the first group of thirds. Okay. And there we go. And again, you can adjust it until you're happy. I'm just going to take a look at this from the side. And it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. Now I'll zoom out. So, okay. So, this part I'm going to make this the front or the head of the frog. So what we need to do is, now we have, if you open it back up, now we have this quarter divided into 6. So you can fold them back up, and we have to make 2 more. So we need to make 8ths, stretching out over a little further than a quarter. So we're just going to repeat the step we did at the beginning of our next group of thirds, and we're going to fold along there. So make sure it lines up as best as it can, and you can just sort of pinch along the way, and then once you get to the ends, you can make it start to line up. And I just did it here as a mountain fold. I could have flipped it over and done it as a valley, but I preferred it like this. And now you just bring the edge up. So bring it up, and then align it and make your crease. Okay. Okay, and once you're happy with it, there we go. We have the front part of the frog ready. So when we unfold, it looks like this. So now I'll zoom in a little bit, and we're going to rotate the paper 90 degrees counterclockwise, and I'm going to zoom in on the corner. So now we're going to move on to our first side, and we also need thirds now. So I'll flip the paper over, follow this paper. So right now it's the bottom right, so it's the bottom left now. So what I'm going to do is, we have this crease here, so I'm going to fold along it. So there we go. So now we sort of have a picture of things. If you look closely, I'm going to remake the crease. But we have a diagonal crease going through there, and we have our other parallel lines going through it. So where this parallel line intersects here, there's one of our reference points. And same thing with this one. So we're going to make a mountain fold at this intersection. So find the points, pinch, line edge with edge. That, you don't have to make it all the way, just make it a few spaces over, because if it's imprecise, we can fix that after. And then fold this edge, the raw edge, up to the crease we just made. So fold it up gently, and then I'm just going to adjust this a little bit to get it a bit more precise. Yeah, okay, so that looks pretty good. So once we have that, you can sort of extend it all the way, or if you want, at the other end here, you can estimate thirds. I'm just going to skip that step, and yeah, this part's already pretty precise. So if you're using a bit of a smaller paper, it might be better to estimate thirds or even a bigger paper, but I think I'm happy with it like this. In fact, I think this is one of the best I've ever done, actually. So now I'll zoom out, and again, we have this part. So we have our first group of thirds, then I'm going to fold up along the next crease, and make sure it's all nice, and then I'm going to fold the edge down, and make sure the creases line up, so you can kind of lift up the layer, and make sure it aligns nicely, and then like that. So then you're going to unfold that part and flip the model over so you have color side up, reverse that crease, okay, make sure it's on the same spots, and then fold the edge down as a valley fold. So, okay, now that we're done, okay, looks like this, and crease sharply. So now what we have to do to make the leg is we have to fold once more down. Instead of the 2 times we had to do for the head, we're only going to do one more. So align the crease with the edge. Okay. And there we go. Crease sharply. Okay. And then you can unfold. So that's our leg. This will be our side. So now we need to repeat on this side. So I'm going to go a little bit faster through it. So start right side up, sorry, and fold it like this. Find the intersections, and again I'm going to remake the crease for that. Okay, find the intersections, go down, make sure it lines up as best as it can. You can estimate, which I will do right now, okay? And there we go. It's pretty quick, but pretty precise. And then, actually, I'm going to fix that a little bit. Okay, so, yeah, I need to fix my thirds a little bit. So again, you want it to be very precise, or otherwise the model again will not look very good. So okay, now it looks like this, and then flip it over, align the edge, make the creases. Okay, and then we're going to reverse the crease, so it's now a valley fold on color side up, and bring the 2 edges together. Okay, and crease. Okay, and now the last step for the side, we need to make this crease. Okay. Okay, and then unfold the layer. And now for the back. So we're going to repeat the same steps up until we get to the end of our sixths. So start white side up, fold it up, and now this time you don't have to estimate on either side. You can use the references, which I showed earlier, because you have them on both sides now. So this time I'm going to remake the crease again. This will actually be the easiest time we're doing thirds. So fold that edge up, fold it down along the crease, make sure it lines up nicely, and again you can't see it very well, but I'm not zoomed in properly, so I'm just going a bit quicker. So if you need to see how to do this step, you can go back to one of the 3 earlier times I demonstrated it. Okay. So once you're happy with your thirds here, you can continue on. Okay. Flip the model. Okay. Continue on with that. Okay. Make the crease. And then there we go. So, okay. Once you have your 6ths or 2 groups of thirds done, we have to make quite a few more. I think it works out to 4, but we'll see. We have to make a few more parallel lines. So start with, this is the first one. I'm going across there. And okay, there's 1. And then you need to do it again. There's 2. And then again. Okay, so this one is 3. And then 4. Yeah, I think it's, yeah, no, we actually have to do a 5th. So it's right before the center crease. So make the 5th. And crease. Okay. So once you have that, you can make sure it's fairly precise. So I'm just going to even it out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, this end isn't very good. You can see how it's sort of slanting one way. Yeah, this end's not very good. I'll see what I can do to fix it. This one has to come down a little bit more. And this part has to come up a little more. And then this part has to come down a little bit more. Okay. It's good enough. It's good enough for the purposes of the tutorial. So okay, now I'm going to unfold. And as you'll see, the back is the one that has the most parallel lines. And so yeah, so these are pretty much all the pre-creases we need to collapse this model. Mainly, we just need these parallel lines, and it's quite a job to do them all, especially since you have to do the thirds. So I hope you could manage to get this far, and I hope you enjoyed this video. This again is only part 1. Next video I'll show you how to collapse. But thanks for watching this video for how to make my origami frog. And please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel for notifications when the other 2 tutorials come out. Or maybe it's only 1, I'm not sure yet. But when they come out, please watch, and hopefully you'll be able to make this model. So again, thanks for watching and enjoy.